It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Just ahead, we'll decide the second entrant to next week's NFC title game. And we got a great one in store, as it'll be our visitors taking on our home team. The fourth and final ticket to the conference championship round. We'll know soon enough as we are underway here on a January afternoon. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it out past the 30. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Now it's Fields. Now a short pass pulled in by Washington. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's 2nd down.
Looked like the screen pass was taken away there, and that was a nice job of improvising, but it's not normal. Usually when the screen pass is taken away, you're talking just throw the ball at the ground at the feet of the receiver so that you don't get it intercepted and just start over, but he ended up finding another receiver.
Back to throw. Fields. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. Fields, we know he has the good mobility. He flashes it there as he scrambles for the 1st down.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
Out of the gun, Fields. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And Fields going to have the 1st down before sliding to a hole to avoid the contact. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
3-19, what? You got lead base. Line up. Mayday. Easy. Right.
Fields now to throw. Now he'll tuck this and run. Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a 1st down.
Looked like the screen pass was taken away there, but what a nice job improvising, finding other options, and completing the pass anyway.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Here we go. 331. Hey, Monday. Yep.
Fields. That's caught. Touchdown. Darnell Washington. A 14-yard touchdown. And his guys have taken a first-quarter lead. Forget about the storylines of being intimidated in the playoffs on the road. I mean, that was pretty clinical right there.
Yeah, they didn't treat it like it was a playoff game in January, did they?
No.
That felt much more like, hey, we're back in August, running a few drills in the practice field. They seem unaffected by what they're facing in this one.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. At their own 35-yard line. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. A carry here for Trevion Henderson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
2 yards on the pickup there. 3rd and 7 now. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Well, that's good for a first down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs. Up the middle, it's Henderson. And down to the 36-yard line here. Options galore here. 2nd and a few inches. They'll set up to throw. This is caught by Williams. That's good for a first down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Now they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6.
Here we go. Set. Hawk 70. Hawk 70.
Throw right side, complete to Williams. And they'll get this down to the 10. 3rd catch for him on this drive alone, and it'll give him a first down.
19 yards. 60 even. Hawk 70. Hawk 70. Hiking 18. 10 yards to go. Cup 19. Cup 19.
Henderson now on 1st and 10. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Trevion Henderson, a 10-yard touchdown run. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. The extra point by Sly is up and good. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And the last time out, look and repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Here's Fields. And his throw is incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. A shotgun snap, Fields. He'll try and do this himself. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And this is caught inside the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
And what great recognition between a receiver and his quarterback, because he's going to recognize the trouble, and then he has two options. Cut off the route and come back to help, or head straight down the field, and he chooses the latter, and it turns into a huge play.
To throw is Fields. They'll try and set up the screen to Tootin. And he is going to lose yardage here. So that one a disaster. A big loss there with second down coming up.
Hey, Ken. 319, hey, Ken.
And the tight end goes in motion left.
Go.
Again, Fields. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Now Fields going to run. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Justin Fields, a 12-yard touchdown run. And his guys have taken the lead. No going for two. They'll kick the point after. The extra point splits the uprights. And that makes the score 14-7. 14.
Our home team, 7.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20.
At their own 18-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. After that last score we just saw, now 14-7, so a chance to march down the field here, try to tie this football game. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
Here's Fields. His throw incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
Now Fields. Trying to get it to Chase, but it's intercepted. Picked off by J.C. Horn. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
They'll take over first and 10 at their own 4-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
Let's go now.
They take over here following the interception. That's the good news. The tough spot is the spot that... There he goes, right side. Down the sideline he goes. Touchdown! And Xavier Worthy 95 yards. And his guys get the quick strike touchdown. The kick is through the uprights to tie this game, but hang on a second. We do have a flag. So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. To throw again on second down. Fields. Now Fields going to run. And avoids the contact by sliding. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. As the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Here we go. 11. Hey, Monday. No mas.
Back to throw. Fields. Now he's going to step up and run. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit. And receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Throw right side, going to be taken in by Henderson. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. As the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half.
Cup 19. 44-yard line. 18 Cardinal.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
In any event, it happened pretty quickly. I'm not sure he made the right decision on that one. I think if he had it to do over again, he would have found a different target downfield. But he made his decision, and that one's incomplete.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They'll try to run for it with Henderson. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
Let's go now. 70 Rangers. Ready?
Now back to throw. Now the swing out wide here for Henderson. Driving for the goal line, but he's marked down short. And with no timeouts, no chance to get the field goal unit out there. And frustration going to set in as that is touchdown. Trevion Henderson as time expires in the first half. And his guys are going to take the lead. So they say no to the field goal try late in the half, and it winds ends up really paying off as they score on the final play.
Yeah, a little bit of a gamble, but they had some foresight as well because they knew they were going to get the ball to start the third quarter. So they thought to themselves, if we score here, we can double up on back-to-back drives when we start the second half.
A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20.
At their own 18-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it, and that's a strong performance there defensively to force the incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion, and defensively pure frustration. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped them there, but not to be.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Second and 10 here as we sit in the 3rd quarter of this divisional round matchup. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Well, they've certainly spread the ball around so far, but they're definitely getting everyone involved now when you're throwing it to the fullback. Just shows how versatile this offense is and how everyone is a threat.
And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Henderson going to run for it. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Just enough push up front. He only needed about 6 inches. He didn't get a whole lot more than that.
No, but he made sure he got enough so they didn't have to worry about measuring it or making it even close. Ends up picking up a couple of yards in a situation, as you noted, where he only needed inches.
He's across midfield. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. 13 yards, and it keeps the drive moving.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
He'll look to throw. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
He's going to lead this for his running back. It's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Henderson will try and run for the first. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. By the skin of their teeth, they are able to convert on 3rd and inches.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
18 Cardinal.
He'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Short pass caught by Henry. And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
It's a gain of 11. And a first down.
19 Lions.
First and 10.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 12 more yards there and another 1st down. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. If they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Touchdown! Jamison Williams from 13 yards out. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And the lead now up to 14. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 33-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that leads you to bigger errors.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Good yardage after the catch as that play good for 30 and a first.
A gain of 30 results in a first down.
Here we go, son. 319, get that. Right.
Looking to throw. Fields. Drops it underneath for Tootin. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Another first down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here. 1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Here we go. Hey, no, Monday. 319, just cut. West right big.
Now it's Fields. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And it's caught. Touchdown. Bashil Tootin from 21 yards away. And his guys are able to make this a close game again. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the fourth.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Now the extra point.
Up for the extra point.
He's got it, and they're back within a touchdown at 28-21. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And we will not have a run back here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They'll come out throwing here on first down. They go with a shuffle pass, and it's complete. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 4.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Short pass caught by Henry. And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1. They'll look to throw again. Pass taken in by his big tight end. Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the first.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
Yeah, deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. Back to throw again. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49.
It's getting cold in here, partner, because it looks like he's trying to ice this one away. Yeah, I know, bad dad joke, but what the heck, right? Scrambling for that first after the D blanketed his receivers. That's a backbreaker for the defense. They finish this drive off with 6, and this one could be over.
And this one is incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Short pass caught by Henry. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. He sheds himself free. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
18 more yards. That's another first down.
Come on.
1st and 10 at the 20.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Now he's going to step up and run. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They'll set up to throw. He completes it to Henry. And he is not going to get to the marker as they stop him short at the 14. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. And here's a big one now. Try to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. And a 4th down pass play doesn't work out. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing.
Here's 1st and 10. Here's Fields.
That's complete. He's got Tootin. Nothing open downfield. They went underneath.
Yeah, see if you can get it to your running back. See if you can make someone miss in the open field.
2nd and 3 at the 20-yard line.
They'll come up now on 2nd down.
Here we go. 331, 331. Go.
Now Fields.
And for a throw here, that's complete.
It's a gain of
Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
Final minute. No timeouts at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10. All eyes on Fields. He will find his man Chase complete.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
And this is obviously a spot where you lean on your stars. Get the ball to them in open space. Let them do what they do.
Back to throw. Fields. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. That's taken in by Golden.
And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. That's what they need right now. Get the 1st down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Here we go. We good. 319, guess what? Out. Mayday.
Back to throw.
Finds Tootin out of the backfield.
And down inside the 15 he goes.
Complete to Bayshore Tootin. 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
They'll run. This is Bayshore Tootin.
And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. And they're moving on to the conference championship. How about this?
What a tremendous feeling to get to the game that can get you to the Super Bowl. A fantastic season. Unfortunately, for the other team, a tough way for it to end.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say so long, everybody.